This video is sponsored by Crazy Rick Grimes. Link to the page will be in the description below.
Alright, what's going on guys? It is Relentless and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Season 6 premiere of The Walking Dead television series. And like all my other reviews, this review will contain major spoilers for this episode. So if you have not been caught up with The Walking Dead recently, please click off the video. Now this episode was insane, oh my word. The Walking Dead is back for its 6th season and it got off to a strong start. We got to see probably one of my favourite scenes in a pilot episode for any TV, or not a pilot episode, really a season premiere for anything TV related ever. We get to see literally a huge horde of walkers in a quarry. Now there must be about 3,000 of them, and it's insane how much effort that's been put into this. I think AMC has, from what I realised, they kind of did use a little bit of CGI just to get even more zombies into that scene. It was insane. I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. But it was taken directly from the trailer for this season, where Rick says we have to do this now, and Carter, he says we're not ready, and Rick says we do it now. So they had a plan to lead the walkers away from Alexandria, because that's what the whole purpose is, to lead them away for. And it's all behind, the wolves are all behind this, because this is their whole master plan to take over Alexandria, from what I know. And it was a great setup for what's to come, because this is the start of the No Way Out story arc. But back to what I'm going to be talking about. In the beginning of the episode, it does start off with, where we're at now in the present. And then it flashes forward into the future, where No Way Out is taking place. Well, the very beginning of it. And then it flashes backwards again. And the rest of the episode, where it basically takes place after the death of Pete, and where Rick, met Morgan again. It's all in black and white whatsoever. It's not in colour. Only the flash forward scenes are in colour. So I did like that effect. So we did know which was flashbacks and which was the future. So we kind of know what was going on in the episode. So it wasn't too confusing. But it was a really great episode overall. I really liked the dialogue and the conversations between Morgan and Rick, because it was such a great feeling just to see them two together. And AMC did tease, they kind of just misled us like they usually do, that we're going to be seeing a lot of Rick versus Morgan sort of thing this season, but we didn't really see that in this episode. For one, they get along very well, surprisingly, after what Rick and Morgan have been throughout this whole thing that started, zombie apocalypse related wise. The chemistry between them two was great. I love the dialogue. Andrew Lincoln, probably one of his best performances in an episode of The Walking Dead ever. I loved his performance, and particularly one scene where Carter, they're plotting an uprising against Rick to take back Alexandria from him, and then Rick catches him because he's going to shoot Eugene, because Eugene overhears him talking with some residents of the community. And then Rick comes in, what's this? And then Morgan and Daryl with him. I really like the scene. There's a really snippet of them three together. It was such a great, because they're my top 3 characters ever. And we did get to see a version of a scene from the trailer where Rick goes, "You think you're going to take this community from us? From Daryl? From Michonne? From Glenn? From me? Do you have any idea who you're talking to?" That was an on-point scene. That was phenomenal. I loved Andrew Lincoln's performance in that episode, and particularly that scene. It was great. One of his best ever, and one of my personal favourites of his entire career on The Walking Dead. It's so great how far he's come from the very start of the series. He's improved the accent a lot also, because you can tell there's a difference between the season 1 accent that Rick had and his accent now, because Andrew Lincoln did work on it really hard, and he has nailed it this time with that accent. So he doesn't sound really too British, but he doesn't sound really, you get what I mean. but definitely one of his best performances ever. We did get to see a lot of character development for each of the characters, except Carl, wherever he got to. I think he stayed in the house, as obvious. That's always Carl's job. Stay in the house, Carl. Stay in the house. But we did get little snippets of different characters to get caught up, really, on what's going on with them. For one, Tara's awake, so we know she's alive. I really like the friendship between her and Eugene, because when Eugene came into the room and she was awake, he did do a creepy smile and just look at her like that was really creepy of Eugene, but otherwise it was a great scene just to see them two get together again, you know, seeing each other again technically. And also the whole chemistry between Glenn and Nicholas, because if you remember in the finale of season 5, they did have a scrap. Nicholas tried to kill Glenn, but turns out Glenn had the upper hand and then had the opportunity to kill Nicholas, but no. They brought each other back to Alexandria, wounded, you know, and they did go out on a run together in this episode. It's part of the whole No Way Out arc. So we did get to see some bond between them two characters, and also we got introduced to Heath. Now Heath is a character from the comic book series that is a member of the Alexandria community. So it was great to see him. I really liked the scene where he arrived back at the gates and Eugene had a little, you know, chat with him. It was really funny because Eugene didn't believe he was part of the community, and he just said something very funny like welcome to the hair club or something. It was so funny, you just laugh. Eugene's one of those characters I just find hilarious at times. Josh McDermott, he's funny actor. I'd love to meet that man somehow. It's just great. He's so funny too. I kind of would like to see a little more interaction with Rick and Eugene, because I know Eugene has lots of strategies and he's very smart. So I do know we're going to get that eventually, but not right now. But I would like to see some, you know, interaction with them too more often, because I think it's well needed. Maybe Eugene has more ideas than what Rick may have in his own mind. So we're going to leave that in the open for now and just see what happens. Also, probably Morgan. He was great. I liked when he interacted with Carol. Carol wasn't really in the episode that much, but Morgan does know that Carol's putting this whole, you know, disguise on where she's trying to be an innocent woman, where she doesn't know how to fight Walker. She's scared, she's helpless. Morgan knows that she's ready, and he knows that she's just putting this on. So Morgan knows knows his shit. He knows what he's talking about, and she knows what people's like in this world now. But for this episode, oh my word, I don't know how many times I've said this, but it was definitely maybe even my favourite episode of the series ever. I can't stress it enough. You know, I do think it's kind of better than No Sanctuary in a way from last year. If you remember my hype last year for season 5, I love you. Yeah, I love you. If you remember my hype last year for season 5, oh my god. That was insane for that cliffhanger in season 4 left us on, and then we got to season 5. An action-packed premiere. Oh my word, it was action-packed, bloody, scary, emotional, everything. It had everything in it. But in terms of this episode, in this premiere, you know, in terms of the flashbacks, the fast forward, the scale of them scenes where we see the biggest amount of zombies we've ever seen on this Walking Dead TV show. We're at that point now. We're definitely going to be seeing it because we're on No Way Out, the No Way Out story arc from the comic book. So I can't wait for that to play out even more. I can't wait if they're going to get into Alexandria, which I guarantee they will, because in the trailer we see Jesse inside one of the houses with a pistol and she looks terrified because they're coming together. It's just really unreal. You know, AMC have worked their ass off, and so is the cast. I can't thank the cast enough for bringing this this comic book to life. It's turned out to be one of my favourite things ever. It's a passion. It's one of those passions of mine. I love it so much. I love the cast. I'm a die-hard Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus fan. Now Lenny James also. I definitely would love to meet them people someday. Just to interact with them for once in my lifetime would mean the world to me. I love them. Look at that. The Walking Dead Season 5 poster. I had to use it for the backdrop of this video. It just makes it even more epic in my opinion. But in terms of this episode, I'm definitely going to give it a 10 out of 10. I have to, guys. I'm sorry. I don't want to be biased or nothing. I don't mean to be biased. Well, I'm not really biased, but I have to rate my own enjoyment out of the episode and what I thought of it overall. So I'm definitely have to give it a 10 out of 10. I can't help it. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I've said that 3 times now, but it definitely deserved the score. And I cannot wait for next week's episode just to see how it's all going to go down. And also, we did get this. There's a major cliffhanger at the end. Somebody is beating the horn at the very end, and it's spreading out all the walkers that, you know, get all lined up and led away from Alexandria. But somebody has smacked the horn countless times and are leading them towards Alexandria. So I guess it's the wolves, maybe Roy, who is Jesse's son and Pete's son. He did have a really good scene with Rick, and Rick just told him, put him down in his place. You know what you're doing, so I'm going to teach you, but not now, because don't be stupid, you're gonna fucking die. So I really like the interaction between them two, and I know for a fact Roy does not like Rick one bit, so we're going to see something happen between them two. Maybe it could be Roy beating the horn, but more likely it's not. It could be the wolves, because this is their master plan. They're trying to take over Alexandria and take it from Rick and the group. So what will go down next week, who knows? We just have to see. It's definitely exciting. I cannot wait for it. It was an adrenaline rush for me this morning. I jumped out of my bed, just got down, turned on my, you know, little Amazon stick, and loaded up The Walking Dead from AMC. Because I didn't watch it on Fox, because it isn't on until tonight on Fox. So I watched the AMC, you know, screening of it. So it was definitely sweet as to watch. But definitely, guys, get watching this episode now. You will not be disappointed. It is one of the most, you know, well fleshed out, well thought out episodes of the series, and one of my favorite probably one of my favorite episodes ever of the season and the series. I mean, it's just absolutely unreal. I can't stress it enough. Go and watch The Walking Dead now, and I will love you forever. I will love you. That's it. That's the way it's simply going to be. But anyways, guys, that's what I'm going to say for today. Tune in next week for my next episode review for The Walking Dead. The next episode is going to be called JSS, from what I remember. So it's definitely going to be exciting. What's going to happen next week, we're just going to have to find out. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and tell me in the comment section below what you thought of the overall video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more The Walking Dead content coming your way very soon. Until next time, I will see you guys later, and remember, if you subscribe, you will survive.